Well, awesome, man. I think we should do some playing.
Let's do
If
it.
you're down.
Yeah.
So, I could pick your brain for hours about this, but I know we have a limited amount of time. So, maybe like we could start with you just talking about like kind of maybe your routine when you pick up the guitar, like a warm up routine, or like how you get into it.
How do I get into it? That's a good question. Yeah, it kind of depends. Sometimes, like I tend to improvise a lot, so
Yeah.
that's something I like to do. Lately, I've been really into just kind of like playing through forms and tunes, just without anything, or just or with a drum loop. Like a lot of people use backing tracks and stuff like that because you're like, hey, I'm not by myself anymore.
Yeah.
This is kind of nice. But the problem I've always had with backing tracks is that you're so locked into whatever their feel is. It's just like, okay, like now I'm completely subjective to how this person feels it, and I
Right.
don't have enough kind of room for myself.
And
so.
it's not a conversation like
Yeah.
it would be with real musicians.
Yeah,
in the
so
room.
yeah, so I'll just kind of sit there and just be like, if I was to play a B flat blues or something,
Yeah,
yeah,
man.
it's just, but I'll.
So how do you do that? But like I think what you're saying is like playing by yourself, but trying to keep a form or keep it.
Yeah,
in
exactly. And sometimes I'll take a little limitation or something. Yeah, so I'll, like playing over that same form or that same tempo, I might be like 1, 2. Yeah, so like, and even without chords, sometimes I'll sit here just on 2 strings.
Yeah.
So I'll take the D string and the G string.
Okay.
And I'll be like, so it's kind of just using little limitations.
Yeah. So in that case, like trying to stay on just a couple.
Just kind of stay on a couple strings, and other little ones I'll do sometimes. I'll take like a slightly bigger area, like maybe 3 strings, or for like piano, you could be like, all right, I got 1 hand and 1 octave, or something along those lines, and I'll try and just take a really simple phrase, that guy.
Like a rhythmic phrase.
Yeah, a rhythmic phrase. Just because what used to really kill me with improv, and I feel like I've been working on the same stuff for 10 years.
Yeah,
But it's like
same.
I just keep.
That's it.
You're just like, wow, okay, it's getting a little better.
Yeah.
So I keep at it, but yeah, it's like when I was trying to improvise before, put all this stuff together, I was trying to base it without realizing it. I was trying to melodically figure out my fretboard and what was happening. And trying to figure out how to rhythmically improvise at the same time. And I found like it was really frustrating.
It's just information overload.
Yeah, it's
in
just
real time.
And it's like you're trying to work out your arms and your legs at the same time at the gym, and you're like, okay, I need to isolate this. So by doing the little simple phrase thing, it just helped me say like, okay, well, I'm just gonna play like I'm not worried about where I'm gonna place it because it's being placed right here.
Yeah.
And so by kind of taking the guesswork out of that side of it.
So starting with like a rhythmic idea.
Yeah, or just say like, okay, I'm just gonna go, ba ba ba,
Yeah.
ba ba ba,
Right.
something like
You got
that.
a container, so you
Yeah.
like eliminated all those different variables.
You eliminate, yeah, or like worrying about it or the anxiety of
Yeah.
it. And I just kind of, and even with the B flat blues, I'd be like,
Nice.
uh, uh, and
Yeah,
even
man.
and even when you jump away from that, it's okay. Like I
Yeah.
mean, we're naturally going to kind of move on to other ideas, but forcing myself to be like, okay, can I color inside the lines this way?
Yeah.
And even as I did it now, it's like, oh, okay, like I'm not used to stringing 3 quarter notes and making that feel good.
Sure.
Like I'm used to having a little more activity.